ano ko, ila-live ko.
Nasa ano po siya, nasa exclusive siya sa off, pero
Ah,
yung recording nito ibablast ko after.
I
Hindi kasi
see.
siya kaya ng naka naka lives ka sa community sa isang private group, tas naka-live ka rin sa page.
Mhm.
Ay, hindi ko siya alam kung paano siya gawin.
No problem, no problem.
Ayan, so we're already live. Ayan, ayan, ayan. So, we're honoring our time. Ayan, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Syempre sa mga nandito rin sa Zoom, no? Talagang pumasok sila at mamaya may mga papasok pa dyan kasi naka, naka-blast sa community yung ating, yung Zoom link. So, if they want to see Darbs talaga up close and personal more than dun sa live natin. So anyone, can you please check our community kung naka-live na tayo? So magandang umaga. Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the online Filipino freelancers. Parang kahapon lang magkakasama tayo. Ayan, so tingnan ko lang, check ko lang kung naka-live tayo. Razine, madam, ayan, okay na, nakikita ko na.
I-check ko.
Ayan, so meron na tayo agad live viewers. So, syempre, this is another episode of our preview for OFCON. So, mag-recap lang ako ng mabilis, no? So, we had John Pagulayan, Coach Ross Huson, nakita nyo na. And then yesterday, we had an interview also with Coach JM. Napakaganda nung episode natin. Podcast na, napakaganda nung episode. Kahapon dahil it's all about freelancing yung ating diniscuss. Yan, so pasok-pasok sa Zoom guys. You have the link. You can get in touch with us here sa Zoom mismo. And today is another very, very special guest. Ako parang hindi matawaran yung guest natin ngayon, ano, Madam Joanna. Well, alam niyo naman, no, alam niyo naman kung sino ang, parang nagrarattle ako. Iba kasi yung level ng, ano, ng guest natin ngayon. Parang kinakabahan
Kalma,
ako.
kalma. Kalma, sis.
Nakaka-starstruck kasi
Hinga,
talaga.
hinga.
Sobrang nakaka-starstruck
Lalo
kahit
na pag sa
kaibigan natin to,
personal.
no? Iba talaga yung
Oo.
charisma ng tao na to. Kaya, ano, yummy talaga eh, no? Kaya yung mga kababaihan dito ay pumapasok sa Zoom, no? Ayan, so, tingnan mo na wala talaga ako, promise. So, ikaw na nga, Madam Joanna.
So, ang
Nasira yung
pangalan na
flow.
niya ngayon, Real Talk Yummy Darbs.
Oo,
Idagdag
real
din
talk
natin.
Yummy Darbs. Alam niyo naman yung kaya ano parang ina-announce naman in advance yung mga speakers. So, alam nila na si Darbs ang papasok ngayon. But yung host mismo siya yung nawala. Napaka-flow natin, no? Ayan, so good morning yung mga papasok na. Ayan, so introduce ko lang muna ulit at pabati natin ang ating co-host ngayon, si Madam Joanna Lazaro. Kilala niyo na yan at very ano na siya, off member na rin yan. So take it away, Madam Joanna. Habati ka muna.
Yes, grand rising everyone from my house and from my home and from my heart to yours. I'm once again sending you all my love, optimism, and of course, peace of mind. At the end of the day, that's what we are all praying and paying for. It's not just a good life, but really, really being happy and grateful with everything that is given to us by our own divine creator. And for me, that would be my God. Okay, I call him my Father God. So, I want to thank you all, mga ka-freelancers dyan sa off, for sharing your valuable time with us. Alam naman namin na talagang time is the most precious commodity. And right now, yung mga tao na nandito sa Zoom and also yung mga nasa live right now, nagpapasalamat po kami sa inyong lahat for giving us this moment of your time so that we can help you and we can provide value to you. And thank you for accepting it. Because at the end of the day, sis, right? No matter how much you want to give value to other people, if they don't want it, if they won't receive it, nothing is gonna happen. So we are acknowledging all these people for being so open and for being so accepting. So maraming salamat dahil sa inyo po, patuloy po namin nagagawa whatever is the mission of CJ, of Laura's trainings, and especially of our guest today. So, for sure, sobrang excited na kayo. And for sure, na-meet nyo na ang tao na to. Dumaan na sa feed ninyo yung mga real talks nito. Dumaan na rin yung mga content na kinikreate ng person na to sa feed ninyo. In fact, sabi nga namin ni CJ kanina, silent fan lang po kami ng aming kapatid na to. Pero sobrang nakakahanga how he started before in Dubai, how he transition from being an employee to creating his own business, starting with contents that he was making about love, and alam naman natin, marami talagang nakaka-relate pag usaping mga puso until he is now serving so many entrepreneurs, helping them create their own million peso, okay, income out of the content creation. But beyond that, of course, at the end of the day, we love money. But beyond money, it's really having the ability to make people aware of the businesses and the services that this entrepreneur have and what can it do so that another person's lives would be changed. At yun ang ginagawa ng guest speaker natin sa ngayon. At maraming sobra-sobra na yung mga natulungan niya. And because of that, right now, he is top 2, okay, vlogger sa buong Pilipinas. Ganon katende ang ating kapatid. So, let us all welcome him in, sis. So, maraming salamat. Please join us now. The one and only Real Talk Yummy Darbs.
Real
Hello,
Talk Darbs
everyone.
and online Filipino freelancers. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Ay, good afternoon sa lahat ng mga dyan yan. Thank you
Happening.
very much, CJ. Thank you very much, kapatid na Joanna, for inviting me here. And of course, lahat ng mga nasa off community, maraming salamat for having me here. Ang promise ko lang sa inyo is I will make it the very best time that you will spend if in case you decide to. I would love to give you pure value somehow, be it motivation, tactics, or anything, as long as ang guarantee ko is I will make sure na sulit yung oras na i-suspend mo ngayon.
For sure. Sure na sure ako. Kapatid, sis, magkasama kami ni Darbs recently sa Dubai. Alam mo ba kung gaano siya ka-dedicated? Like, we're all, lahat kami nagchichikahan na lang sa gilid. Tapos kung ano-ano na yung mga ginagawa namin, kami ni na Nicole, ganyan ni na Lady Boss. Siya talaga, sis, grabe, kasi meron siya talagang ginogol at that time, na hanggat hindi niya natatapos yung ginagawa niya nung moment na yon, hindi niya talaga tatantan, hindi niya talaga titigilan until, he is free of everything na, and he was able to be 100% with the people he was at that time. So ganon grabe yung commitment ni Real Talk Darbs. Kaya naman naniniwala ko sa sinabi niya na talagang he would give you the best value out of this conversation today. So simulan na natin, sis. Okay? So I'm sure excited na yung mga ka-off natin to learn more. Sino ba si Darbs? At freelancer ka ba talaga, Darbs? Hindi ako makapaniwala. Ang dami nagsasabi, si Darbs, freelancer? Parang hindi naman. Kasi 'di ba, there's, sabi mo nga kahapon, sis, meron kasi tayong, there's already this kind of definition in the minds of so many freelancers, and nababox in all of us or many of us in that definition. So here we have Darbs, and yesterday Coach Josil and even Coach Ras, na sinasabi nila na freelancer ako, mukha lang hindi, but I am or I was. So please, kapatid, please share to us who you are, bukod sa mga alam na namin, and please tell us a bit about your own freelancing experience.
Yon, maraming salamat, kapatid ni Joanna. Oo nga there are a lot of situations and questions saying na hindi naman freelancer si Darbs, or content creator ka naman and stuff and all. So before that, let's just proceed first. Ano nga ba ang definition ng becoming a freelancer? So a freelancer is an independent worker that offers services to clients without being tied to one employer. So kaya nga freelancer, you have a specific service, you have a specific skill set, and you offer it. So basically, you work with per project, per hour, or basically per contract. Now, how can I relate that to me? Though I was a content creator first, but my core competency talaga, the reason why I do what I do is that I believe I have a skill set of being able to transfer the knowledge that I have to other people. Kasi maraming mas matataas sa followers na content creator sa akin. And but the thing is, I believe I would love to think that in this space, I have a skill set to really transfer the knowledge that I have specifically in content creation, specifically for freelancers, for business owners, how to create content. So basically, freelancers sell skills. Like, that's the reason why people hire them. So ako naman, I help freelancers and entrepreneurs turn those skills into content-driven systems. So basically, at the end of the day, it's still the same thing because first, wala din naman akong current employee. And most of my clients are clients of freelancers as well, business owners. I also somehow be able to give content creators as well, potential entrepreneurs and freelancers develop a skill set, especially in creatives. So yeah, I think that's where I started when I was when I was starting in Dubai, ang mahirap doon walang community. Just like here in the Philippines na meron kang community, meron kang magpapagtanungan. So when I was starting there, wala masyadong freelancers sa Dubai because in Dubai there's just mga OFWs. But at the end of the day, that's where I started and that's where I was able to really discover the online marketing world, being able to offer my knowledge as a skill and transfer it to those people. And would love to think that learning how to create content, especially if you're a freelancer, is very, very vital this day and age. Bakit? Like, say, for example, if you're someone who's creating Facebook ads or running it for a specific client, isa talaga sa variable ng success aside from right targeting, right demographics, is mapapababa mo yung CPM mo if you have the right messaging and right creatives. Like, yun talagang super valuable. And that's what I teach. Yun yung parang special core competency ko that I basically teach other people. Now, if we've given a chance, paano natin gagawin yon? I would love to discuss tactics talaga sa inyo mamaya-maya so that when you walk out from this interview, meron kayong actionable step that you can actually follow right away, and then somehow I will be able to give that value to you. Kasi yun yung goal ko ngayon. Bigyan ka ng value, an actionable value that you can actually use to either get clients or parang level up your arsenal when it comes to getting more clients. Yun.
Yon. Natuhog na lahat agad sa isang question pa lang. Napakaganda ng sinabi ni Darbs. Actually, sa lahat ng mga nanonood, just a trivia, siguro mga 2 years ago, supposedly Darb will be here in off. Parang Kanishi and our common friend, was actually wanting me to invite Darbs. Hindi ko pa siya kakilala noon. Sabi niya, parang bagay sa community mo na ma-interview mo tong tao na to or madala mo siya. It just so happened na hindi talaga naging aligned pa back then. And we first met in Fibo Lim's wedding, mga kasi kami po kumbaga mga pagkakakilala po talaga kami, magkakaibigan. So, noon pa lang, nakikita ko na talaga siya na napipicture ko na magsasalita talaga sa off. Siguro ito yung mga magagandang pagkakataon. And I know that Real Talk Darbs or Darbs can actually give a different variety and angle and flavor to the freelancing community in the Philippines. So, mamaya lalaliman pa natin yan, no? So, Darbs, meron po akong question sa'yo in terms of self-doubt and imposter syndrome because you are top 2 most influential vlogger in the Philippines. And before that, I'm sure mahiyain ka rin sa camera dati, hindi ka rin nagpapakita, introvert ka din. A lot of freelancers are struggling with self-doubt. And yun nga, imposter syndrome. What advice could you give these people? Lalo na yung mga takot humarap sa camera, ma-interview ng client. Ayaw ng karamihan ng mga freelancers yan, no? Yung ayoko pong ma-interview na may camera, may video, ganyan. So what can you advise these people? Kung yun yung malaking chance to get clients and basically projects.
Yeah, this is a very, very good question. So parang imposter syndrome, I believe that's normal, especially if you're trying to tackle parang big clients or trying to tackle big audience or trying to tackle big projects. And I believe imposter syndrome strikes when you do not have confidence on what you do. It's basically it. So the question now we can reframe is how to have confidence on things that you do. So ako, marami kasi nagsasabi na fake it till you make it eh. But at the end of the day, people are smart. And they're so smart that they can smell bullshit from a mile away. Especially if you're trying to work with winners. Like, winners can smell bullshit from a mile away. So it's very, very dangerous to fake it till you make it kasi alam nila agad yan. You might be able to trick a couple of people, but At the end of the day, it's not sustainable. So ako, ang advice ko dyan, to if you have imposter syndrome, or if you wanted to somehow reduce that or eliminate it, confidence kasi is not something that you say in front of a mirror and you tell yourself, I'm good, I'm this, though it helps. But at the end of the day, confidence can be developed by putting their stack of results every single day on what you do. So how can you get and put stack of results sa mga bagay na sinasabi mo is just by continuously doing, being able to be brave enough to do things, even if it's scary, even if it's difficult, even if you have a chance to fail. Because at the end of the day, every project, every skill set, everything that you say out there, may result yun. And somehow, you will not get that result if you don't try. And if you're able to get that result, that's another brick to the castle you're building towards you having the confidence that you have. Kasi somehow, paano ka nakaka-develop ng confidence? It's because a specific routine, like say for example, a specific skill set, is hindi ka na kinakabahan because you have done it so many times that the result is so predictable.
Mhm.
But you will not go towards that kind ng kumpiyansa if you do not do the work, if you do not do the repetition, if you do not do whatever it takes to get the result, the desired result, or at least kahit failure man, you tried to get result out of it. Sabi nga nila, di ba, you miss 100% of the shot you don't take. And there are and you cannot read parang you cannot read how to shoot a free throw shot. Parang you may be able to read it, but that doesn't make you a good jump shooter. The best way to become a jump shooter and to shoot the shot is to actually go in the court and shoot the shot. So yun, I mean, do up until now ba meron pa rin ba akong days and times that I feel like I have imposter syndrome? Of course. That's part of the game. Part of being able to push forward in life is somehow may doubts ka pa rin talaga sa mga bagay na ginagawa mo eh. Pero what separates those people who have doubts versus those people who become successful is that they don't allow their doubts to stop them from shooting the shot. Because at the end of the day, that when you shoot the shot, and if na-shoot mo, like that's another point you can stack off towards the result that you were saying. And then eventually, you don't realize it na yung isang brick now becomes a castle of confidence that you can showcase to yourself na nothing can phase you anymore because what you've been doing is again and again proves that yung ginagawa mo may resulta talaga. So that's how I tackle it. It's just doing the mundane, doing even the most difficult part, even the most boring part again and again, doing the fundamentals so that next time easy na lang siya.
Yes, sobrang ganda nun, kapatid. And si CJ, ako what I'm getting here is that imposter syndrome, for some people, it might be too daunting. Nakakatakot siya. But if you're gonna, parang coming from how Darbs paraphrase it, imposter syndrome can actually help you. Because it can become like a mirror for you. Bakit ka nakakaramdam ng imposter syndrome? So probably because yourself is telling you na, hey, baka may kailangan ka pang aralin, meron ka pang kakulangan sa ngayon. But it doesn't mean na hindi ka na po pwedeng mag-improve at mag-progress. So sometimes maybe listening to this and looking at it na, okay, why am I feeling little? Why am I feeling like I'm being fake? San pa ba ako nagkukulang or san pa ba ako pwede pang maging mas okay so that I can finally, be more relaxed and be more confident with the value that I want to give to other people. Right? Yeah.
Correct. Yan. Sa akin ang natutunan ko doon, personally kay Darbs din when I was chatting with him privately, minsan kino-coach niya ako, may free coaching daw. Just, give yourself permission to fail. Yan yung natutunan ko sa'yo. Yan. So, hayaan mo yung sarili mo na. Okay lang yan. Minsan talagang hayaan mo maging pangit ka, hayaan mo pangit yung video mo, hayaan mo na pagtawanan mo yung sarili mo kasi yung day 1, tapos yung day 100 ng video mo, pag kinumpara mo yun, napakalayo na niya. So, thank you for that. Ayan.
Yeah.
I have another question for you. Palagi kasi nating naririnig sa mga video ni Darbs yung valuing yourself. Ayan. Pero in freelancing po, marami pa rin mga underpaid na mga freelancers, no? Yung mga takot sila na magtaas ng rate nila. Coming from you, Darbs, ngayon na nagsimula sa medyo maliit yung rate mo hanggang sa umabot ka na sa hanggang sa kung ano man meron ka ngayon, ano yung masasabi mo sa mga freelancers na ganito? What can you advise them in terms of being underpaid and how do you value yourself na nakamirror sa rate na pagkuha ng client?
Ay, nakamute ka, kapatid.
So first of all, I think totally ano yan totally yun ang nangyayari sa freelancing world in a sense because we tend to get compared by other services. And that's the reason why ang nangyayari subconsciously, it's now become a price war. So, di ba nga, valuing self. So, how do you value yourself? You check the results that you can give. So, for me, ang masasabi ko dyan is, why don't we try anchoring ourselves on the result, not the comparison? Wag tayo magtanong siguro na magkano ba ang charge nung isa sa'yo. Tanungin mo yung sarili mo, like what type of transformation do I create for clients? And kung ano yung transformation na nakuha nila or end result na nakuha nila and what type of value or somehow, what do you call this, revenue that it could generate based off of that result, then basically that's where you can charge yourself. The price should not reflect sa revenue. The price should reflect sa revenue, visibility, and savings na generate ng result na ginagawa mo. And isa din sa mga ma-advise ko talaga is, I mean, at the end of the day, freelancing is a very booming market now in the Philippines. And as much as we wanted to deny it, Philippines has been a hub for freelancers because we are able to, we're great as, we're great when it comes to task. Ako, when I was an OFW, mga world-class Filipino talents, sobrang galing talaga. And that's the reason why even people from US suggest yung mga podcast, sinasuggest talaga mga virtual assistant, freelancers, dito daw kunin because you're paying your money's worth or even better. So, it's more about how you can differentiate yourself right now. Paano mo ma-differentiate yung sarili mo to other people out there who's doing the same thing? Ako, I truly believe one of the best way is to really develop a personal brand. Personal brand in a sense that you might be able to do the same thing again and again, but why is it that you are premium than the other? So same as true with a shirt, a blank shirt. A blank shirt might be costing around maybe 100 pesos, 200 pesos, good quality. But what's the difference between a blank white shirt versus a white shirt that has just a Nike logo on it? May logo lang na check. Yun lang ang difference. And that shirt automatically becomes 1,500 pesos. And if you think about it, maybe baka yung shirt na 200 pesos na walang logo has a better quality than the one that has a check logo on it. So why is it that even if it's the same material or baka mas maganda pa nga yung material nung 200 or 500 pesos na shirt, na plain white shirt, nakaka-charge siya ng mas mataas? Solely because of the branding. That's just it. Sabi nga nila, you cannot quantify the brand. Ako, I beg to disagree. You can quantify the brand by checking what the market pays and how much higher you pay. What's the gap? That is the branding. Yun yung brand value mo. So in this case, 300 or 500 plus 1,500, kung ano yung gap, that's how you quantify the branding. Tama? So basically, same as true with freelancers. I would love to think that a simple video explaining what you do and truly giving value, in a sense, to audience or to your target market without asking something in return, even if it has 10 views, 13 views, 15 views. Because yung content mo na sineserve doon, that you giving value, serves as a brochure to your future clients. Kasi if I am a client and then you applied to me, I'm a client from US, and then you applied to me, and then for sure, if that client is doing their due diligence, they would search you online. Or maybe you can show them that you're doing content. Now, that client will basically check your profile, the know-how that you have, mas mataas na yung airtime mo sa kanila because instead of just them knowing you through the interview, which would basically be 15 to 30 minutes, but if you give them your link or they search you and they were able to check 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 of your videos, that's a huge airtime compared to your competitors. And at the end of the day, it reestablishes your parang goodwill or reestablishes your expertise
Yeah.
to the subject that you're saying only because they were able to see yung mga videos na tinuturo mo at tinuturo mo yung bagay na expert ka. So, it automatically elevates who you are. So ako, yun, practical, tactical guide. Mahirap pa gumawa ng content if hindi mo alam ang process. But ako, I truly disagree because I have students that 65 years old are able to edit their own content, create their own content, shoot it. And why am I saying this na parang ganun lang kadali? Because it is. I have a client, she's an architect. Typical fear. Hindi magaling magsalita sa camera, hindi techie, tapos takot mabash. Basically yun. Like typical process. Now, what happens is, syempre, she was surrounded by a community that pushes, kaya very, very important to be surrounded by community that supports you. And then, yun, tactical know-how on how to post and stuff and all, and then being able to post consistently. You know what? In just 45 days, that person who was scared was able to close a client or close a project that is 30 million pesos. And mind you, hindi siya nag-million views. The only reason daw bakit kinuha siya ng client na yon is because of the explainer video na bakit kailangan mong kumuha ng architect. That's just it. So I believe we have all the opportunity to increase our value by putting ourselves out there without the extra cost of paying other media outlets like before. Because social media is free. That's the platform of massive attention right now. The only thing that you need to pay is the extra time of learning how to do it, the courage of putting yourself out there, and being able to just subjectively give value to your audience. Those three things. Mahirap ba siya? Maybe at some point. But I believe that's the trade-off of doing a difficult thing versus being able to be perceived as a high value amongst the rest of the freelancing world. I believe the trade-off is worth it. Sorry, ang dami kong sinabi.
It's okay.
Yes.
You can
Sobrang
ayaw
nakikinig na
naman
lang
naming
kami.
mang-interrupt kasi magaganda talaga yung mga points mo. Yun nga, so tama yun, no, to just anchor, personal branding din talaga. Kahit sa freelancing, yung kaya namin din dinala dito si Darbs kasi hindi lang naman content creation and even content creation is even important din sa freelancing, no? Videos, and I keep telling this community, no, sa lahat ng mga the chances of you getting your clients are extremely high talaga kapag kahit long video lang. It doesn't have to be very fancy. Pakita mo lang yung ginagawa mo. Halimbawa, nagpa-funnel design ka. This is what I do. Automation, di ba? Nandun ka lang, maliit ka lang dun sa gilid. Ganyan. Record mo lang kung ano yung ginagawa mo. And yung mga freelancers po na nakukuha are those people who are actually explaining na ito yung gagawin ko, ito yung bala kong gawin sa project mo, this is what I do. Kasi it also shows knowledge and skill set. Dinedemonstrate mo na doon actually doon sa video. And even local clients, kasi ang common notion natin dapat US lang or Canada lang yung client or Australia. Pero dito po sa Philippines, napakarami na rin mga local clients na pwede naman talaga at very willing to pay premium price then for the right freelancer. So
Yes,
it's
totoo.
important to
Saka,
have that.
I wanted to add more value. Like, kasi kanina medyo motivational yun. Gusto ko tactical talaga. So one of the things that I realized when I was here doing the thing that I do, because ako nasa education business din ako one of the show don't tell, write it down, show don't tell. It's better to show them the result than telling them what you can do. So build proof, then raise rates. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Never underestimate the power of a testimonial, a case study. So imagine, maganda din tong mindsetting when it comes to taking on a project. Kasi minsan, kadalasan, ito real talk, kadalasan ng nakikita kong mga freelancer, parang wham bam, thank you ma'am parang one night stand na okay, nakuha kita ng ganitong price, bare minimum na lang ang gagawin ko since because na nakuha ko naman. Hindi naman alam ni client kung ano yung the best, ano yung hindi the best, di ba? So, ang nangyayari is, nagkakaroon ng negative effect yung client na yun sa'yo or hindi babalik sa'yo. Parang always ka na kumukuha ng client instead of a retainer. So, when taking on a specific client, make sure that ang goal mo is when you ask for a testimonial, they would happily give it to you. That's it. Because that's the end result. And mind you, my friend, one testimonial that I have generated me easily siguro 5 million pesos. Bakit? Because the testimonial was so good, it allowed me to get more clients. So, for you to really increase, like, para maka-increase ka ng rates, make sure to get testimonial, make sure to get case study, and make sure you need to understand. Like, say for example, kung zero talaga ang clients mo, wala ka pa, nagsisimula ka pa lang sa freelancing world, why don't you give your service and then in exchange, give a testimonial? Parang yun na yung parang pinakakuha mo sa kanila. That's the most ask. If in case wala ka pa talagang proof. So that's the best way, testimonials. This is one of the things na ginagawa ko. So how can you get a perfect testimonial? Minsan kasi, paano ako gagawa ng testimonial? Sige, ikwento mo. Nope. You just have to ask them the 3 questions. First question is, what do you do and what are the challenges that you were facing? Number 2 is, what made you decide to get our service? And number 3, what are the results of the services that we were able to you? Tapos, we were able to give to you. Tapos, meron pa ako ngayon, close open parenthesis, if possible, monetary. Kasi mas okay kung meron talagang monetary value silang sasabihin than of sobrang galing nila, sobrang okay katrabaho. That's nice, pero ako, kino-close open parenthesis ko na if possible, you can mention, what do you call this? Revenue talaga.
The revenue,
Mas
the
better
bottom
yun.
line.
And of course, another thing na pwede kong isuggest is, for sure, maraming mga freelancers dyan ngayon has different skill sets. Tama? And most of the time, we just offer the highest skill set that we have. Like say, for example, Facebook ads. Facebook ads, running Facebook ads. For you to charge higher, try bundling or packaging what you have. So instead of saying, hey, nag-Facebook ads ako and stuff and all, but in Facebook ads kasi, you need to pay an additional X amount for you to have a copywriter, for you to have to ganito. What if I told you that I can charge you this amount, we bundle my service from just Facebook ads and at the same time copywriting. And instead of paying X amount, I can charge this much because you're already getting me from this. So that's a tactical way for you as well to increase the value that you have. And last but not the least, CEO mindset. Stop thinking like an employee na per hour ang bayad sa iyo. Think like a partner sa business nila. Then, pag nag-pitch ka, talk about yung return of investment. I think you know this basically. Pero sobrang basic niya na nakakalimutan natin ng basics. Hindi natin na-realize. Or maybe we're just thinking, nasabi na to, naturo na to, na kuha ka ng percentage, tapos doon mo i-base yung price mo, pero hindi talaga pumapasok sa puso natin na minsan nahihiya tayong mag-charge. Diba? Or maybe, we don't even trust our skill set enough to realize that we can deliver that type of result to them. So, balik tayo dun sa sinabi ko. It's stack of undeniable results to yourself so that whatever it is that you're selling, you know that it has results when they get you. Once you have that, easily being able to differentiate yourself from the crowd by putting your content out there, being able to get proofs sa business mo or mga testimonials, and thinking like a CEO and packaging and upselling your services. I believe that's one of the best ways in order for you to really increase yung pricing mo or worth mo or value mo as a freelancer. Yeah.
Grabe, talagang pasabog naman, talagang true to its promise. Binigyan na kagad tayo ng tools. So, a while ago, kapatid, you mentioned about nagbibinata, the CEO mindset. Okay. Nakulangan ako ng pag-inom ng feminine So, actually kasi there was a study conducted, mga kapatid, about kung ano yung pinaka nakakatakot for many Pinoys. Number one is public speaking and number two is death. So meaning, mas maraming okay lang mamatay kesa humarap sa tao and provide value and speak. Kasi essentially, content creation can already be considered as public speaking because this is you putting yourself out there for the public to consume your content, right? So, what mindset, kapatid, yung tingin mo na makakatulong doon sa mga freelancers right now na ang sinasabi nila, introvert ako, I don't know how to speak, okay? While pag ginawa ko siya sa Zoom, kaya ako mapaganda kasi may touch-up appearance, but essentially, I don't know exactly what to say, even though I've been doing this kind of job for very, very long time. Pero hindi ko siya kayang i-verbalize, to make it very valuable for other people. So, ang daming fears, ang daming doubts na naglalaro sa utak nila. What mindset shift you can actually tell them? Kasi when we say, have a CEO mindset, learn how to package your rate with all these tools. Pero dun tayo sa pinaka-basic, paano ko aalisin muna lahat ng takot at lahat ng limitations in my mind na hindi ako magaling magsalita, introvert ako, ay kulang pa ako, yung mga ganong klase, kapatid.
I truly believe all of those fear come from one thing. It's basically the fear of being rejected or the need to look good.
Mhm.
Bakit ka hindi ka confident? Kasi takot ka na baka pagtawanan ka. Hindi takot ka magsalita or hindi ka magaling magsalita, hindi mo kayang i-put yourself out there. It's maybe because you're scared that maybe your co-freelancer, yung competitor mo or yung relatives mo might say something bad to you. Diba? So, it's basically the need to look good. It's basically fear of rejection, not being accepted on the things that you would want to do. So, I believe the most fundamental thing of it all is the willingness to not give a fuck about what people would say. And it's so difficult to sobrang hirap ano yan gawin. Sinasabi ko to palagi, the master was once a disaster. You have to be willing to look like a fool for quite some time in order for you to become a master. Kasi there are people who look cool but hanggang look na lang sila, but they don't have the skill set. Why? Because they're scared to put themselves out there. Overvaluing people's opinion kills your dreams. Bakit? Kasi, ano bang pangarap mo? Pangarap mo is bakit mo nga ba gusto ng maraming pera? Diba? I mean, at the end of the day, nalalagay lang natin na gusto ko ng maraming clients. Bakit gusto mo ng maraming clients? Para maraming kang pera. Pero bakit gusto mo maraming pera? At the end of it all boils down to maybe two things. Number one is have the time freedom. Number two is to take care of the people that we love. Tama? That's basically it. So, if the result of what we have to do, the uncomfortable things that we need to do, is to achieve the freedom that we want, that we deserve, or if the result would become being able to take care of the people who loves us, who is parang umaasa sa atin, I believe the trade-off is having the notion of having a moment in your time that you will not look cool. Gets ba? Parang minsan kasi we protect our image so much and fine, as we should. Pero if that stops you from trying things that allows you to have big leverage in life, don't you think the exchange is parang not fair? Sipin mo ha, hindi mo gagawin ang mga bagay na makakapag-improve ng buhay mo, na makakatulong sa freedom mo, na makakatulong sa pamilya mo, sa mga taong nagmamahal sa'yo. Hindi mo gagawin yon because what? You're overvaluing people's opinion of you who doesn't even contribute a single ounce of happiness to your life. Like the exchange is it's not worth it. Why? Bakit?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, human need to look good. We just want to look good. And that's the reason why there's a lot of people who look cool but are broke. And those people who's willing to go out there, cross the line, willing to offend if not, or being able to be willing to be misjudged, those are the people who sometimes become successful. Pansin mo, lahat ng mga valedictorian na kakilala ko, mas mayaman pa ako sa kanila. Bakit? Kasi mas makapal ang mukha ko eh. I don't overvalue people's opinion. Not to a point that I will disregard everybody's feeling. What I'm just saying is that on the things that I do, on the things that dreams that I have, like I would think more of the people na umaasa sa akin and the benefit that it would give me than those people who would reject me if I fail. So I believe that's it. Just learn the art of not giving a fuck. Parang ganun.
Hirap yun. Actually, sa totoong buhay talaga namang mahirap. And hindi naman sinabi ni Darbs na, napakadali naman yan. Kahit naman siya, talagang it's you versus you talaga eh. Alam mo, Joanna, naalala ko lang, no? Meron akong favorite quote doon sa sinabi mo. I would rather be in the coffin than speak in the eulogy. Parang ganun yung
Yes.
na mga tao.
Even nga, di ba, yung magbibigay ka ng eulogy sa mahal sa buhay mo, takot na takot talagang pipilitin ka pa eh. Nangyayari yan even sa mga funeral, talagang yung mga anak, yung mga asawa, di ba? Ayaw nila talagang humarap sa mga tao na kamag-anak at kakilala na talaga dapat nila yon, right?
Siguro ang nakaka-inspire din dito yung mag-stack ka ng evidence. Ilang beses nang binanggit ni Darb sa atin yan kanina, no? Mag-stack ka lang ng evidence kasi yung self-doubt mo, yung sarili mo would always talk to you na hindi ako magaling, hindi ako worthy, ang pangit ko sa video, ganyan. Pero if you already stack evidence na nagawa mo na to, isang video, dalawang video, tatlong video, apat na video, mapapatunayan mo sa sarili mo na kaya ko naman pala. I have a question lang, Darbs. Napapanood mo pa ba yung mga old videos mo? Yung mga 10 years ago mo? And napapaisip mo ba na,
ganun na ba katagal? 10 years?
Ano ba katagal na yung pinakahuli mo? And then would you say na, parang ayaw ka lang panoorin, di ba? Kasi si Pengjun kasi may mga ganyan. Si Pengjun, pinapakita niya talaga yung before and after niya sa mga event niya. Si Pengjun na naman yung example ko. Na-promote ko talaga yung event. Ayan, so pinapakita niya na hindi ako ganito kagaling before, pero I was willing to go through shit, ganyan, para lang mapakita. And now, Pengjun is Pengjun. Ang laki ng kinikita niya just by being on stage. Do you have all those clips also, Darbs, ng mga dati mong videos na natatabi mo ba yan?
Of course. Kahit nga ngayon, pag nakikita ko yung mga quote.
Yung cringe moment ba?
Cringy.
Naki-cringe ka?
For sure. Sad boy pa yung mga post ko nun eh. Pero that was my truth at that time and I embrace it. That's what made me who I am. So yun lang siguro, acceptance and yes, it might be cringy for some, but that cringe paid the bill. Parang yun na lang ang iniisip ko. Pero yun at the end of the day, the fact alone na nagkikringihan ka, ibig sabihin, nag-evolve ka. Diba? Ibig sabihin, yung sobrang galing na feeling mo na ginawa mo before, nakikita mo ngayon, ibig sabihin yung level of execution, level of delivery, level of maturity that you have, now evolve.
Correct.
So, ibig sabihin, nag-grow ka. And still, that's a win.
Oo, nag-progress ka na.
Yes,
because you're able to tell now na, uy, ano ba yung mga pinagagawa at pinagsasabi. Pero totoo yun I agree with Darbs here na it may be cringy for you or for other people, but yeah, it did pay the bill that time. And at the same time, kung wala yung mga past videos mo with all the cringiness attached that you labeled it with, hindi magiging Darbs si Darbs right now.
Yeah.
Yun yung starting point eh. Ngayon, ang question ko sa'yo, kapatid, is this. So, let's say, because I believe may mga freelancers din naman that who are already doing contents, they put themselves out there, nagpa-provide na rin naman sila ng value, pero they're not getting the results yet. So, kunwari, the scenario is, no ba yan, 1 year na ako nagki-content creation every day. Talagang meron akong pinopost na video, iniisipan ko pa ng gusto yung script ko or yung caption ko, pero parang I'm only getting 1, 5, highest ko na yata 20 views, ganyan, or 100 views. What can you advise them, Darbs, so that they would want to keep on going despite na hindi pa nila nakikita yung mga results nila right now?
Okay, cool. So dito na tayo papasok sa Meron kasing tinatawag na strategic and tactical. Most of the time,
Mhm.
strategically speaking, we know that we need to create content. But are we creating the right content? Doon na papasok yung tactical. And that's the reason why educating or knowing the specifics of how to create content really helps you. So ako, I understand because I have a couple of clients who also have this type of result. Nagko-content na, bakit wala pa rin nanonood? Nakikita nila, ang tagal na nila nagsimula, pero bakit yung mga kakilala nila na 2 months lang gumawa ng content, mas naunahan pa sila. Siguro baka nag-enroll sa akin. Anyway, joke lang. So, how? Okay, kidding aside. Unang-una, you might not have a clear target audience. Kaya, yun ang reason hindi ka nagkakaroon ng result. Most of the time, ang content na pinopost mo, baka mga random content lang, baka mga video editing tips today, tapos walang structure, tapos nagsastart ka pa ng, hi guys, today, pag-uusapan natin, sobrang tagal, wala kang hook, di ba? I mean,
The 3-second rule, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Naubos mo na. Yeah.
And most of the time, yung giving value, hindi lang siya naka-equate sa entirety of your content. It has to be practically be packaged in a way that giving value to your audience is also thinking on how this is being consumed. Isipin mo, nagbigay ka ng sobrang sarap na what do you call this? Sobrang sarap na sinigang na baboy pero nakalagay sa sinerve mo na sa kamay mo lang. Gets mo? The container itself, how it is being presented also matters so that it can easily be consumed. Sipin mo, nagbigay ka ng sabaw, kanin, pero hindi ka nag-provide ng kutsara. Paano lang kakainin yun kahit sobrang sarap? So, the manner on which how a content or a food is being consumed is also your responsibility. So, unang-una, maybe you don't have a clear target audience. Most of the time, if you're a freelancer, have a clear defined target market. So, you could, like say for example, Facebook ads ka, you can just target specific na real estate agent, mga online sellers or mga CEOs. Create content for that specific niche, not for everyone. Kasi at the end of the day, maybe you're there, baka have the mindset of reaching out the right people for you. That's why you're doing content. Kasi iba ang purpose ng gumagawa ka ng content para sumikat versus gumagawa ka ng content para magkaroon ka ng leverage for your future client. It's a totally different mindset. So iba-iba din ang what do you call this, ang targeting. Another one is what we call ang content hindi dapat showcase. It has to have value. You get what I'm saying? It has to showcase. It doesn't showcase everything on what you do. Hindi siya targeted. Parang nakakalito. And that's the reason why, kasi ganun yan eh. Ang social media kasi ngayon is interest-based. People who doesn't have more, you don't need millions of followers to get millions of views. Hindi na katulad before na naka-base sa follower count mo kung gaano kadami ng views mo. Hindi. Because a 5.1 million followers will still have the potential of getting 21,000 views lang versus a content that is newly created pero sobrang ganda ng content niya can outperform me na may 5 million followers because it's now interest-based. It's not, hindi na katulad before na follower base ang content. So, it has never been easier to start a new page right now. Kasi you can easily win in your first, third, fourth, or fifth posting. Maybe, isa sa mga reason kung bakit wala ka ding result is baka wala kang call to action. Diba? Or ang call to action mo, click the link below lang. Ganon. So, there are so different types of call to action. Parang message me if you want content like this for your business. Ganon. Not necessarily click the link below, DM me if you want my service. You have to be creative about the CTA somehow. Sobrang importante yun. And of course, yun, 2 years na ako nagko-content. Pero bakit walang result? Pero hindi mo na-realize sa 2 years na yun, 5 beses lang siya nag-post. Inconsistent execution. You only post if you just feel like it. Hindi kasi ganun eh. The algorithm right now rewards consistency in posting. So kami, if we have clients, even if the content was so good, pero na-break namin yung posting pattern namin ng 1 week na hindi kami sunod-sunod nagpo-post, bumababa talaga ang algorithm yan.
Totoo.
So you have to make sure you have at least 3 posts per week. So you have to set a system. So paano ka magkakaroon ng 3 posts a week na hindi ka masyadong nababurn out? Yung posting mo, yung content mo, dapat meron na ding structure para hindi ka na maiisip. Hindi ka na mag-iisip from scratch. So hook, value, payoff. Tinuturo ko yan, SRE framework. Hook, value, payoff whenever you try to write a script. Yun, madali na yun. That's something that you do. And then, ito, most of the time, nagiging nasa vanity na lang tayo naka-base. Like the result of our content solely based on how many people view it. Wrong. Especially in the freelancing world. Do not chase view, do not chase like. Mag-track ka ng leads and conversions. Kasi, at the end of the day, kaya ka nga, as a freelancer, kaya ka nga nandun, is okay, develop a personal brand, but at the same time, you're there to get leads. May funnel system ka ba to get those leads? Kaya siguro wala kang result. Kaya siguro kahit 100,000 followers ka na at meron kang 10,000 views or 100,000 views, wala kang client, is because you do not have a funnel system when it comes to getting the leads, getting that conversion. Again, hindi lahat ng nagva-viral nagko-convert into sales. Ako na-prove ko yan. That a business owner, like, you do not have to be a content creator if you have a business. Be a business owner that creates content. Kasi mas mataas ang leverage ng mga business owners if they leverage content. Kasi mas mahirap mag-build ng business versus knowing the know-how of content creation. Mas madaling matutunan ang know-how ng content creation kaysa mag-build ng business. Kasi in business, there's so many aspects. Finance, being able to know paano patakbuhin ang isang department, marketing, operations, and handling people. Oh my God, that's one of the difficult things that I encountered when it comes to business owners. So, mas mataas, meron ka ng skill set already that's like that. And then, if you funnel it through content creation, meron ka ng major lead acquisition, meron ng sasalo eh. So, to, palagi kong ini-example. Si Riza was able to generate 30 million sales. Yung client, Riza na client ko, or student ko. 30 million sales in just one video na hindi nag 1 million.
Wow.
Ito, sasabihin ko sa inyo, it's in my presentation. 2024, from January up until December, I was able to generate 20 million pesos of monetization. Monetization sa Facebook. Before, sobrang happy ako niyan. Medyo mayabang na ako niyan eh. 20 million pesos content creator. But when I realize how small that fucking is versus to the potential of what other business owners earning. Kasi isipin mo 1 year na yon. And imagine how many videos I created to reach that. Versus, there's this one person who's very new, who's an architect, was able to create one video na 20,000 views and was able to convert 30 million pesos in sales. That's unfair sa mga content creators. So, ang meta ngayon is really a business owner or you have a service, you need to create content out there so that you could funnel that influence towards the service that you have. Kasi mas mataas pa ang leverage mo and earning capacity mo than mag-aantay ka ng monetization from the platform itself. Kasi parang employee ka pa rin ng Facebook, employee ka pa rin ng YouTube, employee ka pa rin ng TikTok, pag ganun. And last but not the least, wala kang authority kapag nagpo-post ka. Nagsasalita ka na para kang beginner. I can edit videos, please hire me. Yeah. You have to talk like an expert. So mag-share ka ng framework, mag-show ka yung tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, before and after results ng client mo. And maybe you can also call out industry mistake. Ito yung 3 reasons kung bakit yung Facebook ads mo hindi kumikita. Number 1, ganitong ginagawa mo. Number 2, ganito. Number 3, ganyan. Now, if you wanna avoid these types of mistake, you can get this framework that I created specifically for business owners like you. Click the link on the message below so that you can get it for free. Hindi mo na-realize, may opt-in page ka na nun. You can have them as a contact. Lagay mo sa email campaigns mo. For sure. Makakakuha ka ng clients doon. Yun lang. Sorry guys, sobrang dami mo sinabi.
Okay. No. Ang ganda. I have one final.
Papanoorin ko kagad to mamaya.
Alam mo, parang naka-student mode nga lang din ako ngayon. Sa lahat ng mga speakers natin, parang ayoko na magsalita kasi gusto ko absorb ko na lang yung sinasabi nila. I have one final question, Darbs, before we transition to the invitation to AFCON. What can you say about those people na faceless videos? Kasi may mga nakikita rin akong ganyan, nagtuturo sila, no? Faceless na lang, kung ay nahihiya ka mag-show sa Instagram, you can do AI and faceless videos. What's your take on those kinds of, yes, they're content, but they're not showing their faces on the platform. What do you
Okay.
think?
So ako, I often get this question a lot. So like, just imagine yourself na nasa Cavite ka, tapos gusto mong pumunta ng BGC. The fastest way to go there is to ride a helicopter. Tama? Mapunta ka doon. Siguro 15 minutes nandun ka na, di ba?
Okay.
Second best possible way is to ride a car. Might take you a couple of hours kasi traffic. And the least possible way is to walk from Cavite towards BGC. So same as true with you creating content online and have a face on it. Kasi people buy from personalities, not from companies. Why? Because there's a face, there's something that they can relate to. That's the reason why mas mataas ang followers ni Elon Musk versus ni Tesla. Mas mataas ang followers ni Kendall Jenner versus ng makeup line niya. Tama? Mas mataas ang followers ni Richard Branson ba? Versus ng Virgin Company. Because people buy from personalities, they don't buy from companies. So it's already proven that if there's a face behind the brand booms. Now, yes, it could work yung faceless. But the thing is, it's like, gaano katagal ang result? So, makakapunta ka, pero gaano katagal? So, it's just like, yes, makakapunta ka ng BGC from Cavite, pero naglakad ka. Versus, sumakay ka ng helicopter, which is my face. Kung pupunta ka lang naman at may capability ka, puntahan mo na, bilisan mo na. Okay, what's the reason bakit ayaw nila ng face? Because hindi sila magaling, nahihiya sila, and stuff. If those are the three things that you need to pay in order for you to arrive there fast, is it worth the trade? Is it worth the trade? Like, instead of going there for 10 years, it would shortcut it into 1.5 or 2 years. Is it worth the trade? Number 2, how can you say na hindi ka magaling? If the basis of you saying na hindi ka magaling because on the first 3 or first 4 videos that you created, mukha kang hostage sa video kasi kinakabahan ka, nag-shake yung voice mo and stuff, that's not enough data for you to say na hindi ka magaling. Because it's just 4 tries. Maybe you give yourself 100 videos to be in front of the camera, and then if sa tingin mo on the 100 video ganun pa rin kapangit ang pagsasalita mo at hindi ka pa rin confident at natatakot ka pa rin, yes, maybe that's enough data. But the thing is, do not judge yourself on just 4, 5, 6 or even 10 tries. Because there's not enough data for us to say that hindi ka talaga magaling magsalita sa harap or hindi ka talaga confident. Gets? So, yeah, that's my practical, tactical advice for those people who wants to create content or sa faceless video. Mind you, yes, pwede. Hindi ko sinasabing hindi pwede. But the thing is, you're missing out lots of leverage. Parang kumbaga pumunta ka dun, kumuha ka lang ng tubig. Pwede ka naman kumuha ng isang balde. Parang pumunta ka dun, kumuha ka ng isang baso. Whereas pwede ka namang pumunta dun at ilagay sa isang balde kung may sasakyan ka. Kaso naglakad ka lang.
Nag-effort ka na rin lang no? Ibigay mo na yung puso mo talaga. Itodo mo na.
Yes.
Actually, sis and kapatid, totoo yan. I 100% agree with Darbs. Kasi before, si Lorus trainings, the four of us, diba? Walang face si Lorus. So it's just a brand. And people, even kayo, diba? You don't even know, yung mga unang kliyente namin, they don't even know who are the people behind Lorus, who owns it. Until this was in 2020, and at that time, we had a conversation with several digital marketers, and then especially with yung kapatid natin na si Fibo, and he really told us na, you know what, if you want na talagang, kasi tama yung sabi ni Darbs it's giving you the result but is it the result that you really wanted? So sa amin, bakit nakukuha namin yung result, pero it's not the result that we wanted at that time until we decided that Lorus has to have a face. And that's when I started showing up. So among the four of us, ako yung nag-step up because I was the extrovert daw. So ako yung kayang, tsaka my job kasi sales and marketing eh. So I started showing up and people started seeing that there are the people pala behind Lorus. And the result actually really, naging exponential. Mas naging maganda talaga yung resulta for us as a company when we started showing up our face, especially right now, na it's not just me, kasama ko na rin yung business partner ko na si Jeff. So dalawa na kami ngayon, tag team na
Nagko-content na
kami.
rin kayo eh, di ba?
Oo, tag team na kami ngayon,
Award
introducing
ka nga
people
eh.
to Lorus. Yeah, introducing Lorus to the people na parang, okay, this is who we are as a personal brand, but on the side, eto kami. Ito yung pinoprovide namin value. And it's really creating good results. Like, daming quantum leap, ang daming mga mga events namin sis ngayon, just because nakita nila yung video ko, or kay Jev, or napanood nila ako in one of the events that I got invited in. So, ang daming opportunity na nag-open up talaga. Yeah.
Thanks. Next time, Real Talk Joanna na yung maaabangan namin.
Magpapaturo, mga 2 years tayong magpapaturo dito kay Real Talk
Oo
Darbs.
nga. Ayan, so
Grabe.
Darbs, sa September 13 po, and we're gonna give you the spotlight for this. We wanna ask you, ano yung may expect nila? If you guys had, so ang daming value nitong isang oras na to, no? Sobrang dami talagang natutunan ngayon. But sa September 13, makikita ka namin ng harapan. Ano yung meron sa OFCON that we would be looking forward to see you there? And we'd like to you to take this opportunity to invite the freelancers to OFCON. So yeah, take it away.
If you can
Yeah.
share top 3 things that the freelancers can get from you, Darbs. Yan. Para gagamitin. By the way, gagamitin din pala namin to, Darbs, na i-run as ads, invitational ads din. Ha?
Okay. For those
Hold on.
people,
I'll remove myself.
yan, sige. For those people who's here right now, I'm inviting everybody to please come and join OFCON kasi magtutalk po ako doon. I will teach you the 8 years of my content creation knowledge compressed into, I don't know, one half or one hour. And I will guarantee na doon matututunan mo not just to create content but learn how to create content that actually converts. You will learn now how to create scripts that doesn't just promote you as a person but really gives value. Matututunan mo dun yung story selling. And also, I will teach you there how to record yourself professionally even if you only use a phone. And last but not the least, yung editing. If possible, if we still have time, I will teach you how to edit like a pro even if you're a beginner. Kasi most of the time, one of the reasons bakit hindi tayo nakaka-consistent gumagawa ng content is because the editing part is so grueling to us. I will teach you, I will break that limiting belief na kailangan mo maging technical, na kailangan mong mag-edit ng sobrang lupit, na kailangan mo ng mga transition in order for you to learn editing. I will break that and tell you the fundamentals of what I teach my battle-tested editors dito sa House Creatives. And of course, you will learn lots and lots of tactical advice and strategic advice when it comes to putting yourself out there as a freelancer to the most powerful marketing machine out there in the world right now, which is social media. So I'm very, very excited to see you there. So please go ahead, join us sa September 13. Sa OFCON, I will be there. And of course, mga powerhouse din ng mga speakers natin dyan, mga haligi na ng freelancing industry. And if I'm not mistaken, nandyan din si Miss Glenda. So very, very excited to see all of you there. OFCON with Real Talk Darbs. Please join me there. Yan.
Yarn. Ayan na, nakuha natin yan. Maraming salamat.
Nawala tayo.
Nawala si... Ayan, so...
Ad spotlight. Asan ka na sis? Nawala ka.
Tinanggal mo kami pareho. Exos, joke lang. Ayan.
Ha?
Yanela.
No, sorry. All right. Grabe, value bomb. So thank you so much, Real Talk Darbs, for fulfilling your promise at the start of this conversation with you that it's really gonna be worth the time for every person who who is watching us and who will watch the replay also. Maraming salamat kasi ako personally din, ang dami kong na-pick up and I can't wait sis na maging available replay. Babalikan ko kaagad to kasi gusto ko din talagang lalo pang matutunan yung content creation from the person who is really, who made it na. Nandoon na si Real Talk Darbs, hindi na niya kailangan patunayan yung sarili niya in terms of what he is talking about because he already showed us the results all these years na ginagawa niya ito.
Right. At kung hindi nyo pa po alam guys, no, Darbs is also a mentor. Meron siyang mga events na ginagawa
Yeah.
na talagang magtuturo sa'yo kung gusto mo talagang lumalim at talagang mag-immersion sa content creation. Darbs has face-to-face mas maganda, no? Meron din sa Zoom, tama ba? Pero mas okay na you go there and yun, magpa-mentor tayo sa talagang na meron ng result na
Oh, sayang nga sis, wala na siyang DFY eh. Kanina kinukulit ko si Darbs eh.
nag-
Wala na siyang DFY pero take advantage of kung gusto niya talaga na provide value and monetize the value that you are also providing in a more systematic and structured way. Hindi mo na kailangan manghula kung paano mo siya gagawin. Then of course, number one, be part of the OFCON on September 13 happening at Winford Hotel. And at the same time, go check out the offers of our kapatid Real Talk Doors because kami ni CJ talaga, we can vouch that this person delivers many times na. Ayan. So maraming salamat sa iyo, Real Talk Darbs. Maraming salamat, CJ. And of course, yeah, sis, remind lang natin yung mga yung mga viewers natin that ongoing pa rin yung exclusive discounts that we are offering to certain communities or selected communities that we are in partner with. So, instead of getting the ticket at its full regular rate, if you are a partner or you are part of the communities that we are partnered with, you will get an exclusive 15% discount until August 22 po yan. So this
Days na
Friday.
lang.
So yeah, 2 days na lang. So take advantage of that. Kung wala pa po kayong ticket, right after this conversation, go ahead, punta na po kayo sa www.ofconph.com and apply the code OFF para po makuha ninyo yung ating napaka-special 15% discount.
Yes,
Yan.
ayan. So thank you so much again, Darbs. Isang sabi ko lang dyan, hindi talaga wala akong dalawang salita kapag ka nag-invite ako ka, Darbs. So maraming salamat from the bottom of my heart. I will see you there. And yeah, so sa lahat ng mga nasa live sa off, yeah, they are sending hi and love and thank you to you right now. Thank you so much, online Filipino freelancers. We'll see you on September 13 sa Winford, Manila. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Darbs. Thank you, sis. Bye.
Bye.